Shambho, Mahadev, Mahadev, Mahadev. So we briefly discussed about the nature of life. He further explains or further describes in order to give us a more or less similar picture of life, even though it has been confirmed that an exact meaning cannot be derived, as it is beyond the capabilities of understanding and perception of a normal mind and the brain, and they are within the limit of within the limit of the lower consciousness. So in certain cases, beyond limits, words cannot explain. As the explanation is there only for those which has got a form and shape, and explanation is there only for those which has to be understood by the mind, picturize the mind, picturize in the mind, is why the incapability of explanation comes. The definitions defining can be done only to those which are at the lower conscious level, and those which beyond cannot have. There are no words. Shabda is not there for that. They have to be experienced. And for that, a language of lower consciousness is not sufficient to explain. The language of higher consciousness, which is not known to the layman, cannot be perceived by him. So that's also a language. So he initially said about the juncture of the universal and that which is like operating in our personality, that we have explained. He further tries to tell us that it is something, drawing an inference here again. It's a borderland of infinite, where the individual expands into the expanse of the infinite, and the infinite contracts itself into the finite, as it were. There has to be a position which we call as neutral sometimes, for the purpose of identifying whenever a barricade is created. You see, a line of division, so in order to suppose a division is done, so zero line is provided, and +1 and -1 has been derived from that. In the same way, here he has derived a demarcation between infinite and finite. The junction, the point, there we call it as a, for the purpose of explanation, we called it as a neutral point, like between two countries an LOC line of division is provided. The line of ceasefire is done. It is manifested, you see. That side is this and this side is this, and so on. Same way. Here in the spirituality it has been explained about the lower consciousness and the higher consciousness. Here in the life, in order to, as it cannot be explained exactly. Now if somebody asks how this line of demarcation has been created, on what basis? In fact, somebody, they, according to their own principles, some derivation has been prescribed, and then a line of demarcation has been created. From here, plus one minus can be derived, because it's in the manifested side of the humanity. In everywhere we had a 0 point, from where we go up and where we come down. These demarcations are created by the experiences of each individual. Like when we call rich and poor, what is the definition of rich and poor? How much wealth one has should be assigned to rich? How much no wealth has to be assigned to poor? Have you got it? All this derivation, how this demarcation, for each individual the demarcation of the rich and poor is different. Yes. For ourselves, when you gain something, you become rich. When you lose something, you become poor. How much you should gain, how much you should lose? These justifications are not there in the lower consciousness, because they are all manifested, you see. They don't have any firm definition for that. They are all depending upon the situations or convenience of the individual who is declaring it, that's all. Yes. Depends upon the one who is declarant. Yes. But here it is not like that. This is what I am trying to tell you. In the lower consciousness, everything is a manifestation. They are all based on approximations and experiences of an individual. They are not based on the principles. But spirituality doesn't give a room for any flaws, any discussion like that. You see. They don't give any room for that. Here you can, as I told you, you can argue, I can argue, this is poor and this is rich. On what basis? This is poor, this is rich. Or this is right and this is wrong. This is small and this is big. On what basis? They are all based, it's all comparative statement, you see. They are all compared to this, they're all based on the certain basis which has been created by one, by the declarant. It's a relative condition, it's a relative position, it's a relativity. Related to so and so, he is rich. Related to so and so, he is poor. Related to such and such, it is good. Related to such and such, it is good. Everything is based on relations, relativity, because he doesn't know what is right. So he goes by the relativity. So this relativity is changeable. This parameter is changeable every second, every moment, which each and every individual is changeable. You understand what I mean? This neutral, what we call it as neutral, they are only some sort of similarity has been drawn, as I told you, and it is based on the relativity that I can pursue. That is dark, that is bright. How much light should be bright? How much darkness should be dark? Oh, I cannot see, so it is dark. See, there's a relativity. The relative condition is provided there now. Spirituality is not like that. It is a firm conviction. There is no scope for explanation or discussion or deviations on that. There is no discrimination on that, you see. They are all firm. That's why it is known as principles, Tattwa. It cannot be deviated. Why? Because there is no scope for deviation. There is no scope for discussion. There is no scope for improvement. No, nothing. They are as it is. They cannot be changed. As long any number of janmas, any number of pralaya takes place, any number of creation takes place, principles, tattwas, that what we are speaking today will remain as they are. Let it be any yuga, Mahayuga is concerned. This classification has to be very clearly understood. Is why the importance of Tattwas. That is why even today these Shastras and principles of Vedas and Upanishad, nobody could change it. No scientist could change it. No invaders could change it. No countries, no knowledgeable person, no geniuses could not change one word of Veda, one word of Upanishad, one word of Mimamsa, one word of Upaveda could not be changed even today. Could they change? Yes. Whatever they do, it's impossible. That's not possible because they are firm principles. It cannot be changed. That's all. This is called the higher consciousness. Are you getting the fact? Otherwise, people would have. Don't you think that they would have meddled with it something like anything? They would have spoiled it. The Britishers tried their best to teach us that the Vedas are nonsense. Mughals tried to teach us the Vedas are nonsense. Whoever invaded, especially Britishers, they showed that. That's how we lost our heritage of Sanskritam from us, Sanskrit from us. We lost our heritage of culture from us. They wanted to change our culture not through any other imposition on us. They said that, let us tell them that this unity of yours based on the religion and based on the principles, Tattva Shastras, they are wrong. Then only this integrity can be broken. So they gave importance to the language, which is the least important in today's world, which has got much lower position today. Well, that was that at that time, no doubt. Even today it is that. Even we are speaking that because we are used to. But what is the culture? What is the value of these Tattwas? Could any languages or could any scientist or could any politician or could any great geniuses of the universe, so far it has come to Kali Yuga from Satyuga. In any of these yugas, forget about this yuga is absolutely zero. The knowledge is very limited with some people, that's all. Take about Dwapara, take about Treta, take about the Satyuga, Krita Yuga. Nobody, nowhere They tried to change it, they could not change it. Is it not? You getting the fact? Why? That is why they are known as principles, they are known as Tattwas. They are known as truth, Satyam. That's why they said Nityam, they are. Nityam, not Anityam. They are the facts which remain as a truth at any point of time. Let any number of pralayas come, let any number of yugas change, let any number of changes takes place, any number of mahayugas change. But these principles will be the same principles as they are and they were. It has never changed. And they are indescribable. Because the describable has got discriminations. Had it been describable, people would have discriminated it and made it indescribable. Nobody could touch it, you see. This is what I'm trying to tell you. That's why they are principles, that's why they are Tattwas. Since they are like that, whether it is not your choice to accept it or not, you have to accept it. There's no choice. Oh, I don't like it. Forget whether you like it or not. Tattva will remain same, principle will remain same, yuga yugas it has remained same, because it's a great knowledge, because it's the truth. Yes, that's a knowledge, that's why it is known as Jnanam. Jnanam cannot be understood. Jnayate iti jnanaha. To be, in that, melting into that, is called Jnanam. It's a beautiful word. It's not knowing. Knowing is a physical term. Like for yoga, there is no word, equivalent word. Yoga, yujyate iti yoga, that's the end of it. That's the only explanation. There's nothing else. Yoga. Yujyate iti yoga. Jnayate iti jnana. If you have revealed it, it's a revelation, it's not understanding. What is jnanam? Jnanam is a revelation, that's why that's a different word. Not knowing. Knowledge is knowing. Jnanam is revelation. Revelation means revealing something which is already existing. The existing cannot be changed. It's only revelation. Revealing it. The wheel to be changed. Revealing it, wheeling it, and revealing it, and wheeling it is revelation. How beautiful it is. They are principles, that's why they are known as principles. It is not for you to argue on and try to find out a definition to that, because you cannot find a definition. Because it cannot be defined. As it cannot be described. Indescribable, undefined. If it is defined, there has to be an authority who defines it, is it not? Who is that authority? There is no authority as far as Jnanam is concerned. Jnanam is Shruti. It's not told by somebody, so and so has told it. No. They are principles. So these are all principles. Why I am saying that, emphasizing on this, is that you should not think that why it cannot be interpreted in such a way, why it cannot be told in such a way, why this one, that one, that. They are only opinions. That way everybody has got opinion, materialistic opinion, which can be, as I tell you, according to your relative term, you can define the opinions according to that. That's why we have a discrimination between the life of an animal, life of a tree, life of a human being. Even though all the, see, invariably, everywhere we are saying it is a life of animal, life of a tree or life of a plant, life of a human. Okay. Even though we call all of them life, but I have already discriminated it. I have already defined it and discriminated it and made it separate. 3 lives, I said. Even though I called all the 3, I myself am calling all the 3 of them are life. Life of this, life of that, but still I have got a differentiation there. Why did I create a differentiation there? Because I did it relative term, based on the relative term. I defined it. It's my opinion. It is not. Doesn't mean it is right. It's not conviction. It is something like somebody posting something on Facebook. Anything can be written there. Anybody can write a book. Is it not? Anybody can write a book. Any nonsense can be written on that and it will be published. Does it mean it is right? Thousands of people have tried to translate Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas in various different ways. There lots of epics come in a different ways and means. Various ways they have published. You yourself are getting it by one authors of the same book, another authors this book, another authors this book. They will find contradictory, absolutely opposite definitions on that. Yes. Anybody can do that. But doesn't mean they are principle, they have to be followed. No. You read it, no problem. You read it, but don't believe that is right. The right is only truth. The right is only Tattwa. The right is only principle. That's why it is known as Shastra. The Shiksha is only through Shastra. Shasyate iti Shastra. Shasanam. What is Shasanam? Shiksha. Shasana is Shiksha. Any Shasana is Shiksha. Shiksha comes only from Shastras. That's it. Nothing else. Even in our materialism it is like that. In Hindi you write A like this. In English you write A like this. Can anybody change it? Nobody can. Even your own manuscript, your own, see, who? You means the humanity who has manifested it. Certain things, even human who has manifested it, today it cannot be changed. If that cannot be changed, even the manifested certain things cannot be changed by the human being who have created that, how about the principles? Can it be changed? That which is a Shruti, what is a Shruti, can it be changed? Are you getting it? These principles have to be understood very clearly. Don't demean Shastras and Vedas. They are great. That's why we do in our culture. In our culture, we pray to the book. We say Goddess. Not that. What is that? Not those books, no? You don't keep Perry Masons and Robert Ludlum and those books into the Saraswati Puja. The man who killed the man. Or Diamonds Are Forever. So many novels. I remember reading all of them. Those days. I forgot now what it is. The Spy Who Loved. We don't consider them as Shastras. They are not to be worshipped. What is to be worshipped? Shastra should be worshipped. See? So what is Devata? That is Devata. So we consider the books. Those days we had only books of that. That's why we said pray to the books. And if you use the pray to the books today, we are keeping, some authors mathematics books, some authors English book, some students, they keep all those books for the puja. They are not right, because that is not, they are manifested by each individual, which is changed. Is it not? How many books have been changed? Every session you will find a new author's book have been recommended by the government. Well, that may be for money, that's a different thing. But you see, that can be changed, is it not? It's not the same class in English text what you have learned, today what the student is learning. It is totally different, is it not? Why? If that is same, why it has to be changed? Tell me. But Rigveda is Rigveda 2015 also, and minus 2015 also, minus 10,015 also. Is Rigveda only. The first sloka is this, and the first sloka today also it is same. Nobody could touch it, change it. No first edition and second edition is there. Because there are no changes. There are no manifestations. I am emphasizing on that. I certainly got this, even though may not be related to this, but in general, in principle of Vedic science and Upanishadic science, this firm principle has to be understood. Why do we have to believe the Vedas and Upanishad is what I am trying to tell you. Because they are the truth. They are not changeable. Indefinable, indiscriminate, indescribable. You cannot work on, you cannot analyze that with your lower consciousness, with your mind and emotions. This cannot be analyzed. That's why he said it is inscrutable, he said. Yeah, it's inscrutable, he said. So we have to follow it. When you make this principle, why did I say all this? That when I make this to my mind, if I make my mind understand, look, it is not your cup of tea to try to understand this. So keep quiet. No nonsense in between here. Yes, it's an instruction to the mind. No creation of thoughts, because the thoughts are the ones which are creating all the problems of innovation in you. Not innovative problems, problems of innovation. You call it as an innovation, but you don't know it is known as problem. So, this is the truth. This emphasis, when it is made, then you are ready to listen to Upanishad. Once you accept this condition and surrender to that, samarpana to that. That's why the word samarpana has been used from the beginning for the people who walk on the spiritual path. In Adhyatma, samarpana bhava is absolutely necessary. Because through samarpana only I can transform. By listening, I can understand. By samarpana, I can transform. सुनने से समझ सकता है, लेकिन अपने आप को बदलोगे कैसे? ठीक है, मालूम है आपको, आप सब जानते हैं, आप सुन लिया आपको. सुन लिया, finished. That's the end of it. No more progress on that. Further, I don't have to do anything because I have already done what I am supposed to do. I have already listened to you. Is it not great? You should be thankful to me that I have listened to you. Huh? Don't expect me to transform, because that cannot be listened or understood. For that, samarpana has to be. That's why Shastras and Vedas have told one word, very simple, great, meaning like an ocean. Samarpana bhava. What is samarpana bhava? See, these words are very beautiful. Now, sometimes I like to repeat them for my own satisfaction. When you split it, samarpito bhavaha is samarpanaha. Samarpito bhava. Let my, surrender happen. And what's that? Let me be like samarpito bhava. Not that like somebody says, Tulsi, I'm offering Tulsi. Here, it's not I'm offering. Here what happened? Sama arpito bhava. Let the arpana of me happen. Bhava, let it happen. Because who will do samarpana of me? Tulsi, I can do offering. But who will offer me? I cannot offer me. So that's samarpana, arpito bhava. Let it happen. It's beautiful. No? Samarpito bhava is samarpana. And for that, what samarpito bhava to make that happen. See here that there is nobody who to initiate it. To take a tulsi or a vilyapatra and to do the arpana, I am there. My emotion is there. My buddhi is there. My shakti is there. My yukti is there. My mukti is there. Everything is there in that. No, everything is there. So I can do it. But samarpito, arpana of myself. How it is possible? Are you getting what the seriousness of it? It is again inexplainable. Why? Samarpana is the truth. Samarpana is indescribable, inexplainable. Yes, because there is no manifestation there. There is no comparison there. Yes. There is no relative term there. Like that. No. How do I say? Samarpana? Like what? Like what? Like a tree falling on the ground. Can I say that? Samarpito bhava. I don't have an example to tell you. How will I explain you that? Samarpito bhava. Like a man dying? No. Like a tree falling down? No. Then what? This is Satya. What's it? This is Satya Vachan. This Satya, can somebody change it? Samarpito bhava. This word, can anybody change? Any yugas, let it come. Can it be changed? It cannot be changed. Can the principle be changed? It cannot be changed. This is Satyam. And this is Nityam. Samarpito. These are all, I thought, in between it comes to mind, so it's better to discuss about it. So we know the importance of Shastras, the Rishis and Tapasvis and Jnanis who have spent years of tapasya and they got in the Shruti this Jnanam and inscribed the Jnanam as they are. And explaining that Jnanam, and especially analyzing that Jnanam and going through that Jnanam and hair splitting and finding out the truth in between that, from where it has come. You're diving into it and going through it to find out from where has it come, is what we are doing. You have to dip yourself into the jnana. If one is not ready to do it, a superficial listening of Upanishad is not interesting at all. It's not a story. It won't be interesting to the mind. Mind needs attractions. Here, there is no attraction, in fact. Is it not? That's why many would not like to do it. Many would like to do it because a lot of churning has to be done. Like I am repeating the words. You see, from one, how much definitions have been created out of it, multiplications have been created out of it. Now itself you can understand. So imagine what is everything cannot be explained. Tapasvi, Jnani, he has also said that. I have listened this word, I have written this. This is my concept at this point of time. Now each and every guru who reads it and explains it, he goes into the Tattwa Jnanam. As I told you, how he can explain these things. He has to dive himself into the Tattva Jnanam. He has to convert himself into Tattva. He has to become that. Then only he knows what is the inner secret, that which is not revealed inside that Jnanam. Then depending upon his capability and capacity, this can be revealed to the external world. At the bottom of the sea, people have explored it much later, that the bottom of the sea, under nobody's observance, nobody's initiation, there are shells which are stuck only in the sea. And inside that, due to certain changes takes place, there are pearls created. There are precious stones and pearls and different things have been created. Why? They did the tapasya there. Suppose they have become one with the ocean, and from that ocean, being one with the ocean, from the ocean which we see as a liquid water, nothing other than the water, and there are so many jivas inside, under that, just lying there, doing nothing, but doing a tapasya, observing the ocean sitting inside, and accumulating the gist of that ocean into, and brought one beautiful pearl inside that covered shell. Revelation of the Jnana is what Guru does. This has to be done. Who can explain the processing of the pearl? Tell me. From where the shell has come? How the pearl has come from this ocean? Was there a dust or material or a combination or a chemical combination? What is the chemical combination of a pearl? Not known. What is that? Truth. Same way, tapasvis and jnanis, with the blessing of the Lord, they dive into that jnanam, become one with the jnanam, reveal the pearls of wisdom from them. This is how it is. So what is that? Samarpito bhava is why I told you all this. It is not created. Who created? Shell has created the pearl, ocean has created the pearl, or the environment of the ocean has created the pearl, or the bottom of the ocean has created the pearl, or who has created the pearl? Drop of water became the pearl. A drop of water became the pearl. Why? Because that drop of water did the samarpana into the jnanam and became beautiful pearl, which cannot be compared with anything. The same salt water which you cannot drink. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell you? This is what is called samarpito. Why? This drop of water did the samarpana. Let me transform into that beautiful thing. Changing from that salt water or the water underneath is not salt water again. It's only superficial. That droplet of water did the samarpana, samarpito bhava. Let me transform by dipping myself into that jnanam of transformation and became the pearl. Am I right? Is it not? This is what I know, of course. I may be wrong, I don't know. But this is what I understand. Well, whether it is right or wrong is not the question, but at least to the situation, circumstance now, to make us understand what is called samarpito bhava, this suits. Is all what I can say. This is samarpito bhava. Now how to explain this, you tell me. Is there any comparison? No. Then why some other animals sitting underneath, they are not transforming themselves into pearls? They move. This is static, surrendered. Shell doesn't move. The others are all keeping, even though they are around that, they are all in the movement. Sthita prajna is not there. Samarpana bhava is not there. They are around there, but they are not samarpita. Whereas in this case, it is in the samadhi. In the status of samadhi, after some time they found, it has changed into pearl. Just sitting inside a shell. We have also a usage in our materialistic world that sitting inside the shell. Here, not the way we mean that. An introvert, here in spirituality, introvert is a great word, Tapasvi is an introvert. To be inside that shell, that's why one does the tapasya inside the caves. Same principle. Who goes inside? A human goes inside. After doing tapasya for years in the guha there, in the cave there, who comes out? Great Maharshi with full of jnana, who goes into the shell, and what comes out? Why? Samarpito bhava. Jnani. To be a jnani, to become a, not understanding, that's no question of understanding. It's a question of experiencing and changing. That's called samarpito bhava. See that beautiful word itself is samarpana bhava. That's what samarpana. If I don't have developed this quality, I will not be in a position to be in that higher consciousness and know the truth and be that and be transform myself into that. Is it necessary to transform? Is it necessary to transform? First of all, you don't have any authority to ask, is it necessary or not necessary? First of all. Second, having asked that idiotic question, the answer would be yes. No more argument on that, finished. No explanations on that. Why? Because that is the law. That's the truth. Is it necessary to transform? It's not a necessity of a mind or a sharira to be transformed, but it is a natural course, a transformation. Today or tomorrow. Whether you want to transform now or later is your choice, that's all. To the extent that much is possible that you can prolong that, okay, I will go tomorrow. But I have to go. I will go tomorrow, fine, no problem, you go tomorrow. I don't want to go today, don't go today. Fine. Today is lost. And anyway, if I talk that, we'll be going into that only. So I stop there. I'm prepped stopping even though I like to continue. It's a borderline of infinite. What is that? Prana. Life. What is that prana definition? Borderline of infinite where the individual expands. So as I told you, a neutral point has been identified for the sake of explanation. He said, look, I can only tell you this much. That the one who has got a capability and, well, everyone has got a capability. One means every jiva has got a capability. That jiva who has got a capability, that's what I mean. In the universe there are so many other things. So jiva has been a part of it. That's why when we are talking prana, we are talking about prana. That's all. The prana, the explanation of prana, that which can expand into the expanse of this universe, which can contract into the Mula Rupa, contract into its own original position. They are two different fields, is it not? One is totally contracted and Vyashti and samashti. This we have already. Earlier we have said that. Vyashti and samashti. One is that coming into the sharira, mana and things like that. Another is expand to the expansive universe. Expand to expanse. Expands into the expanse. The word has been used like that. Expands into the expanse. The expanse is available. That means the area is available to fill that area and to contract itself into a small Vyashti. They are two opposite. So it has to be started from at a particular point, the beginning of contracting, the beginning of starting of expanding is a position. That's called neutral position, from where I start expanding. I cannot just say I'm walking. I have to stop in order to turn back, is it not? That position where I stop. From where I expand, from where I contract, that particular position is called life, isn't it? It's called life, is it? Infinite contracts into that, as it were. This particular junction is called life. When he says junction, it is not a place or it is not a position that makes it. I hope you understand. It is that one who has an intention to expand, one who has an intention to contract, that I'm trying to find out words for that, that's all. That particular initiative, Shakti we can call it, power of thinking we can call it, or power of action we can call it, anything. That infinite power from which I decide, who decide to transform oneself? I. Who decide not to transform? That also I, is it not? I am the one who says I want to become a spiritualist, and another side of, or I am the one who says that no, I want to become a materialist, is it not? In that thinking, the midpoint from where I started thinking to be a spiritualist, from where I started thinking to a materialist, that position, it is not the position actually, the position has got a value. It's not a dead line of demarcation. No, it's not a dead line of demarcation. An initiative is taken from there, is it not? An initiative is taken to go up, an initiative is taken to come down. That initiative is what he is talking about, the juncture. That means the juncture of that power. Once it starts expanding, it keeps on expanding. Who is making him to expand? Have you analyzed? Who is making him to expand? His intention, what he has thought at that linear point from where he has started, is what it makes you expand. Even at the end of the expansion, it is this initiative that made you reach there. It is this initiative that made you reach to the Vyashti, contracted position. So when he calls about the juncture, what he said, it is a, again one more word. You all must be knowing word meaning, of course, you know. From word meaning you can derive it. He did not say from the junction, he said from the juncture. Junction is a position, juncture is a status. The juncture of good and bad is a status, junction of good and bad is a position. So it's not a matter. You understood what I'm saying? Am I right? I don't know. I don't know much of English. I am trying to analyze in my own way, that's all. Junction is noun, they said that it is a position. That's why railway junction, they said. From that junction, it's a material way. From the junction, there is a junction. From there, you go to many places. It's a junction. At the juncture of a disharmony, they have decided to go like this, at the junction of the disharmony. Or at the juncture of that situation. Juncture means the status. It's a position. No, it's a status. It's not the place, it's not a position, it's a status, juncture. So he used the word juncture. That means it is not a dead place or line from where I start and I contract. No. This juncture has got a tremendous capacity. This juncture is the one who knows both the sides very well. Life is the one who knows what is the ultimate of the spirituality, what is the lower minimum of the spirituality, what is a contracted, what is Vyashti, what is samashti. This is absolutely known by the juncture, which has got the total know. Once it starts moving to the one side, the other side is forgotten. You can also compare it to junction. When you are in a junction, you know which are the ways it goes, from where it can go. Once you choose that path, the junction is lost and all other paths are lost. Alright? So there are 3-4 paths. From the junction I took one path, now I know only one path, all the other 3 are. But when I am in the junction, this also I know, this also I know, that also I know, that also I know. Yeah, right? Junction. So from that also you can get an idea of junction, but it is not junction again. Standing in the junction, knowing about all the 4 sides is called juncture. Knowing the juncture, having known, not that simply, oh, one is left, one is right, one is back and one is front, okay, anywhere, toss a coin and then go to that path. No, that's not that. Toss a coin and head and tail, then go on that path. No, he has not decided like that. What is this? Juncture? Juncture is that he firmly knows, standing in the junction, he firmly knows which path is going where. Is absolutely sure. After knowing that only, he begins the journey towards that. Knowing, standing in the junction, knowing the juncture is that which you choose that path, is why he said from the juncture we go to the Vyashti, we go to samashti. So the one at the position of the juncture, he knows both. Standing in the junction, he knows both exactly. Once you start renounce the one path and goes to the other, he forgets the other, because there is no importance to that. No more knowing is necessary, whether you are coming down to the contraction or whether you go to the expanse to the expanse. That power which makes you realize by going this path, this is what I am going to do, that jnanam, I can call it as a jnanam, I can call it as a power, I can call it as energy, whatever you call it. That's why there is no specific name. So that jnanam, that knowledge, that shakti is known as prana, life, prana. Are you getting it? Not a demarcation like somebody has drawn a line. Lakshman Rekha. Lakshman Rekha is also a demarcation of Lakshman Rekha is one demarcation towards the destruction, demarcation towards the safety. So long he is on the line, he knows this is safety and this is destruction. Once you cross the line, now no choice. That's why it's trying to cover up all these things. So this is called this one. So what is necessary when a jivatma, when it is provided an opportunity in that junction, then you may ask, then why this jiva, the life, has decided to take the path of contraction? When the choice of expanse to the expanse is already there, why it is not there? As far as the life is concerned, at the juncture, both are study material. Both are experience. At the juncture, standing at the juncture, knowing the Vyashti, knowing the samashti, both are experiences. So when it is decided that I want to have the experience of the Vyashti, he goes to Vyashti. I want to experience the samashti, he goes to samashti. So, Vyashti and samashti. Both are experiences as far as the life is concerned, prana is concerned. That is why we always say that prana is unaffected by any of these things, he is a witness. Right? A bad man's prana, will it have any problem after dying? A good man's prana, is there any identification? There is an identification done by themselves. It has both have got the experiences, depending upon experiences, to fulfill, to purify, to uplift, to go to this Vyashti. Again they come back to experience. Again it is a jnanam, it is not the, as far as that is concerned, he is not a sinner. That is why Bible said punish the sin, not the sinner. The sin in him has to be punished. So one who has experienced the life like that, yes, bad, let us call it as bad, okay, even though, just for discussion point of who led a bad life, all sorts of wrong things he has done, experiences bad. The prana, after the sharira is left, experiencing is left, prana goes to where? The juncture. At that juncture, prana, he knows both sides. As I told you, he knows what is Vyashti, what is samashti. Having known the Vyashti, where he had undergone the witnessing, prana has done the witnessing. Having done the witnessing through a medium, this wants to purify itself in order to go to, now he knows what is called the Vyashti, samashti, Vyashti and samashti, both he knows, of course. He knows what is the Vyashti now. Now he, having experienced it, he has complete the experience. By his death, what has happened? He has an incomplete experience. Okay. So he decides to fulfill the experience again. So he comes back. Comes back in the sense, another sharira and body to experience it. The experience, as far as that is concerned, both are experiencing. So what happens? What is called the experiencing? That's why the Bible said. What is this experiencing? The juncture, the power that is juncture in that, which is known as life force, jnanam, or whatever you call it. That comes down in order to experience for what? By experiencing it further and further and further, it would like to purify complete experience once it is attained. Then he knows what is this experience. Then he goes back to the juncture in order to go to Vyashti, expanding position. The other is only experience. Till the time he completes that experiencing, he is revolving into the Vyashti. That's a contracted position. The contracted position. In the contracted position, when everything is completely understood, then he goes to the juncture again back, then goes to the samashti. So during the process of experiencing in the contracted situation, the consciousness, if it is conscious, the consciousness, if it is conscious, should be identifying and knowing that samashti is my ultimate. So in order to attain the samashti, I should be able to complete this assignment of experiencing faster, and he finds out methods in order to go back to Vyashti. Through these processes, for these methods, he experiences the contracted position. Through these experiences, he experiences the contracted position. Otherwise, he would have experienced the contracted position without having this knowledge, with the desire of contracting. One is with the desire of contracting, he has come. After having come with the desire of contracting, in the function of the experiencing of the contracted position, if he undergoes the experience through the jnanam, then he will be able to experience the contracted position much faster, the same experience, much faster, and goes to the juncture and goes to samashti, because the vyapta taking place. But the one who comes only with the desire, not experiencing through the jnanam, just experiencing, keep on experiencing, they go deeper and deeper into this kind of experience, because there is no limit. Whether you go down, there is no limit. To go up, there is no limit. Both have got no limit. Is there a limit to become dirty? What is the most dirtiest way of living? Nobody knows. We have certain conceptions, that's all. What is the maximum? We don't know. We don't know. There are so many things. The dirtiest way of living. It keeps on going, experiencing. But then what? Suddenly we say that, oh my God, this is enough. No? This is enough now. Nay. No? Injurious to health. One warning comes. From there he starts climbing. Now how to climb up this path? Then he looks for the jnanam. So experiencing the true jnanam, he comes out of this Vyashti, comes to the juncture. Okay, I have done it. I have got an idea. How deeper you go, you will not find the dirtiest, you cannot find out. What is the dirtiest? You cannot find out. You can draw an inference by so much of experience is good enough. We can draw an inference. It's okay. And now we go. It's good enough. It's one kind of people. Just for some, I don't know whether it's the right example. Something comes to my mind, I'll tell you. Maybe an example for it. In every religion, there are certain functions which they torture the body. No, they call it is for pleasing the God. It's absolutely nonsense. In Hinduism, it's Tamil, in Tamil Nadu or in southern part, especially Tamil Nadu, not complete southern part, only in Tamil Nadu. Well, that has spread to many places, but basically it has started from there. On the day of, they call it as the new year begins, the new Thai Masam. They call Thai Pusham is one celebration is there. During that day, every year, the same person, he will pierce an arrow from here to here. Through this, pass through this. Okay. Many people are there. Many passes through like this. Somebody through the ear, somebody through the nose, and mostly I have seen from one cheek to through the other cheek. Medical science says there is no problem because there is nothing here. This is only, and when they take out, it will become immediately all right. There is no problem. Anybody can do it, he says. Anyway, that's a different part. What I am trying to talk to you is that not the medical part or healing part or whatever it is. I am talking about the torture to the physical body is taking place. Some people pierce through here. There are so many piercing. I think body also they pierce through. And in Muslim, that they torture the body in community. And like that in many religions, many ways, I don't know all the ways, but I have seen this, passing through this and all that. And the same person does every year the same thing. Is it necessary? 1 year I did is okay. I got a vow. Let me experience how it is. I did it. Are you getting my point? Every year he has to pierce through that. Is it necessary? That experience is necessary. It is not necessary, But what happens? His understanding of limitation is very much controlling him, and then he is stuck into that this is the act which will promote me to the Vyashti. This act is the one which will make me to promote me to expand to the expanse, which is absolutely wrong. Why he is thinking like that? Because it is a desire for him to go into the expanse, It's a desire. But he is not working to fulfill that desire through the knowledge or through the jnanam. If he is working through the jnanam, once he will do it, he knows that This torture is, with this I know what is that. Patience. There are a lot of principles behind it. You torture the body, you gain more patience, more sustenance capacity, more suffering. When you go more sufferings, you get more of patience, more sustenance capacity, more of all the strength in him, and all those things are taking place with the character. So that's why they are doing in this one. Once it is done, that is good enough as far as the emotion is concerned. This is only for controlling the emotion. Emotion is concerned. If he works through the knowledge, he would have stopped it there, then he should go to the next step. But as I told you in the previous 1 or 2 classes before, I said, no desire goes unfulfilled. What is his desire? Desire, through this he would like to expand to the expanse, is his desire. So what is being fulfilled? His desire is being fulfilled. What is his desire? Desire is only piercing through. On the other hand,
all aspiration.
Aspiration will fulfill your requirement. Where is the desire and aspiration? That the split of the beginning of aspiration, beginning of desire. Where is that point? That point he is calling as the life. That knowledge. So if he works through the knowledge, this desire of doing this is only a desire. He is insistent, he is adamant, What is he doing? He is adamant and he is insistent. He is not knowing what are the methods available. He is insisting that through this only I would like to go into that status and station. But that is not that. I will know the multiplication only up to the table of 10. The table of 16 when it comes, I will not do it. I will do only up to 10. It's something like that, I'm exactly so. 16 multiplied by 16. I don't want to do it. I will go only up to 10 by 10. 10 in 10 multiplied by 10. That's all. Through this I want to know what is 16 by 16. Can you know? To know that you have to go to 16. No one should know 16. So from this point, you have to promote yourself to the next point, is it not? Are you getting it? What I'm trying to make understand that through different methods, that's all. For that you have to learn 16, table of 16. From learning by 10, table of 10, you cannot solve the problem of table of 16, is it not? Very simple. We all understand this. When we understand this, why don't you understand this, is what I'm asking. That is why he said no desire will be. Doesn't mean it is right. Doesn't mean it is right. Work through that jnanam. Come to that juncture where you have got a possibility to go to the expanse and the desire. No problem. If you want to experience desire, no problem, absolutely okay. He has given a choice here. Experience it. But while coming, he is only advising it, experiencing it. Experience it through wisdom and power. Experience it through wisdom and power. That juncture where we have this capability of cognizance, not recognition. When we have got the capability of this cognizance, is called life. That jnanam, that power, or the I don't know. He also says that we don't know exact word what we should use. I know the status, that status is known as life. It is not exactly like an energy. It is not something else or something else or something else. There are descriptions in various texts, in scriptures. When the Punyatma leaves, we call it as Punyatma and Papatma. Atma, it is not Prana again. Atma is also surviving with Prana. We know that is. Somebody calls Atma as Prana, Prana as Atma. They are all classifications to make us understand the status, that's all. But the Prana is the one which keeps us alive. That's called the Atma. The experiencing is also that. Witnessing is done by Prana. Scriptures and some other else says that some Punyatmas, when they leave the body, you can see or even anybody for that matter, leave you can see the light or brightness. No, there are certain explanations like that. Now, what is it? So people said it is energy. That's about it. It's energy. No? Prana, energy. That's why that it's being seen as brightness. Many people describe like, we all know that. People have seen that, and movies and cinemas and all, they also show that something is traveling, the eye is traveling. Representing that actually, there's some sort of glow is being shown, representing is that. The knowledge, when it comes, automatically our auras, we know the physical properties. Knowledge will increase your auras. And auras can be seen. This is again the same thing. When the knowledge increases, what is that aura? Is it an energy? We call it as a reflection. Aura is a reflection. Somebody said it's an energy reflection because there is no other word for that to reflect this energy. Is it necessary that it's energy? It's a glow that is being transmitted. That particular glow, that is a jnana. That's a status. That's called the jnanam, that's called the shakti, that's called the power, that's called the status. Whatever you call it is what is called as the life. That is the truth. That's a life. It neither enters nor goes, but it is only it is not confined in the body, but it is only guiding the parameters for the body and mind to function. When it releases the body and mind and function, being concentrated to some time into that, probably suddenly you see a difference in place of the body, the jnanam is being seen. Like a movie is projected on the screen, suddenly the movie stops. What do you see? The screen is seen. Is it not? Even though prana is everywhere, or something like that. There was a body, the body has been removed immediately, the movie has been removed, suddenly you saw the screen. It's called it's again that light, or something like that is why we are seeing that light. So Bhagavan says, you understood what is the life? That's life. That discrimination power, we can call it, I don't know. Swamiji also says, I don't know. What should I tell you? Absolutely right, even I don't know. But we are trying to draw an inference to that. Discriminative power maybe. Well, it's not a right word because discrimination should be done by the mind and lower consciousness. So if I use that word, it will be absolutely inappropriate for the higher consciousness. But for making us understand some sort of inferior word to use, that is discrimination. Like one who has got a power to know the expanse as well as the contracts. So I thought as a discriminative power, that's all. Knowledge. What is discriminative power? Even though we call it as a discriminative power, what is that? It is knowledge, jnanam. So this is also a jnanam, one kind of jnanam only. It is a jnanam, is what? Is prana. Okay, now it's a great subject. Is it that? Oh, that means you cannot pinch it, so you will not feel it. You cannot make him laugh, the prana, make him cry. So many questions come in mind. This particular junction is what we call life. It has the characteristics of both. The life has got the characteristics of both. It can come into this, it can come into that, it can come into that, it can go there, without any restriction and time. No space and time is a bar for the prana to travel. It's the beauty of that prana. Because it has got the jnana to travel anywhere, anything. From this prana, from the man's prana, it will go into a tree. For the prana, the discrimination of tree and human is not there. It will go to a dog. The prana doesn't have a discrimination. It's a dog and it is a human. Sometimes a dog is better. Is it not? Why? As far as jnanam is concerned, experience. Experience. What is the outer shell? He is not bothered. Who is important? Jnanam is important. Whether the pearl comes from the shell or from the lion's mouth. Pearl doesn't have an option, is it not? He decided to come through the shell. It's okay. Same way, jnanam, experiencing is experiencing. Let it be any prana, let it be any jiva, let it be any shape and form. That's why, some people ask, oh, after the Manushya Janma, will I be born as a dog? Why not? If your tastes and actions in this Janma are of a dog, you are unable to fulfill the experience of the dogly life in a human body. So the prana will look for the experience, the true experience of a dog has to go into a dog. Now I'm not joking, even though I call it as a dog and human. Has to go. इस वही हम लोग की शास्त्र पहले से बोलते थे. See, small things we are taught. अच्छा सोचो, अच्छा. No? विचार, विकार, मनसा, वाचा, कर्मणा. From the childhood we were told this. Manasa, vacha, karmana, be good. Godliness, prayers, consciousness of the good, keeping the others, taking the other pranis not as separate, but see that they are also happy along with you. Don't disturb their life. Don't disturb them. Don't hurt them by words or deeds. So many explanations have been given. Manasa, vacha, karmana. So if that is done, what happens? This is what I exactly said. If manasa, vacha, karmana, if one is executing the experiences in the dog, the prana, he goes into the Vyashti. That's all. If manasa, vacha, karmana, even though if he is in the pujari, behaving like that, he will have to come down to, because his desire, the prana, there what happens? The desire is to experience the dog's experience. How can it fulfill by being in the human body? It's not possible. So what happens? It goes to the dog. And in the dog that has to experience, fulfill it, then it goes out. That's all. As far as the prana is concerned, discrimination of dog or human being is not there, tree is not there, plant is not there, or anything else is not there. It's only undergoing the experience. Got it? Ahalya mocham, ahalya shapam. Maharishi Gautama cursed, become the ahalya. I think I have already experienced in our Yoga Vasishta. It's not that stone, what we are thinking physically is stone, no. She's in the status of that, stuck in the status of tapasya. Unless you fulfill this, the mukti from this status will not be there. So one is stuck in that status. So through that stoneness, what is that stoneness? No? That means no emotions, no functions, nothing can be done. So this prana is stuck in that. It's like a stone. So what happens? Through that, when it is a stone, there is nothing else to do. It's only the stone. Through the tapasya, great tapasya, what happens? Determination has been there, and too long, so much of tapasya has to be done. When that intensity has been attained, the presence of the Lord is an excuse. Presence of the Lord, when touches, that means the higher consciousness is availed at that juncture, and immediately got the papa moksha. What's the word? What is the word? Papa moksha. Mukti from papa, not mukti from ahalya. Not mukti from ahalya. Ahalya is the same. Ahalya got the papa moksham. Yes, sin and sinner. Got the difference? Same way, we all have to get the papa moksha. Not mukti from XYZ. Papa moksham in the sense, what is papa? Papa is that which is undesirable to do when you are experiencing. That which is not desirable to experience, when you undergo that experience, you have to clear that experience. That is also an experience. Papa is also an experience. I would say that. Papa is also an experience, but only thing, it's a costly experience. How to know your shirt is clean? Unless you wash it. Even when we buy a new shirt or new cloth from a sophisticated store which is 24 hours air conditioned, kept in a plastic cover, then a cardboard cover, then if it is more expensive, some other cover will be there to show you, so that you keep on taking one cover after the other. After opening 4 covers, then take out the pins and clips and clamps and then paper and cardboards and the plastics from inside, one bunch of the handful of them. Throw it, then take it out. One line is there. So even though it is absolutely new from a branded, showcase, wardrobe, what you have to do? Before wearing, better clean it. The best tailor in the world has stitched the suit. Better wash it. That fellow must have spat on that while sitting. We wash and wear. Just all these foolish, silly examples I am giving you. What is that? Better to, is it not? Better to clean it. If that you are doing, why don't you do the same thing to your life? Why do you want to experience that dirty thing? Wash it before that. Do you want to experience that dirty cloth, wearing it and then get an allergy? Then wash it? I hope you are getting it. I'm trying my very small, silly examples for that. But is it not true? What I am trying to tell you is that one is that desiring to the experiencing of that. Another is that trying to aspire. Aspiration and
Desire.
somebody says, no, as soon as you buy the new shirt from the showroom, open it, take there itself, in trial room, he will take out his old shirt and wear the new shirt and come. Now let's go with the new shirt. Desire. Then as I told you, when you come back, this will... Am I right or wrong? Tell me honestly. Some kind of people want to desire, that's so. Fulfillment of desire is also done, fulfillment of aspiration is also done. So that's why these are the two things. So what happens is that this discrimination, now, why don't you purify? That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that the prana, the punyatma is that when the punyatma comes into any of the jivatma, this prana, when it comes to any of the shape and form, if that prana, which has undergone the experience, which has got determination, which has got that knowledge of aspiration, but would like to experience this, will come back, come to this experience, but will function, will experience this desire, will experience this with desire, with the quality of aspiration, yes, with the knowledge of aspiration, so that the desire is fulfilled for the purpose of aspiration. Are you getting it? Is how the Punyatma does. Adi Shankaracharya, an example from the Purana only I can give, but because later people, I don't know anybody who has got this did that. He is a great soul and great sannyasi. He is an embodiment of God, we said. When in the discussion with Mandan Mishra's wife has asked him at the end of the discussion, when Mandan Mishra failed in the he almost exhausted his knowledge to compete with the knowledge of Adi Shankaracharya. I would say that not failed. That's a wrong word to use. When he exhausted his limitation of knowledge to that, then his wife told Adi Shankara, tell me about the sansarik jivan, which being a saint he could not explain. Now what happened? It is a desire. You got it? Even though it is a desire, he knew it is a desire, in order to acquire jnanam, you see, a desire is necessary. In order to acquire jnanam, what he decided, for 1 year, I will enter into a prince, king who died, and then experience the life of that complete sansarik jivan and come back to this body. You understood what I am trying to tell you? What is that? His experiencing, even though it is desire, because that, what is the meaning of that question by the wife of Mandan Mishra, is that what is the difference between desire and aspiration? It's Upanishadic language. When you talk, this is what she has asked. What is the difference between desire? Since he is not at all desirous, never undergone any fulfillment of desire, he could not experience, so he wanted to go into desire. So then he said sansarik jivan, because sansarik jivan is the best one to have all the desires experienced. So he went into the king's body and experienced the desire. But what happened? While desiring, his atma and his soul, his prana, has determination that I will experience it through the process of aspiration. What for am I experiencing this? Only to experience the experience of the sansarik jivan, so that I can fulfill the requirement of the aspiration, having completed the experience of the Vyashti in toto. Yes? Having done it, he has gone back. Suppose he got attracted to that kingdom, queen, no, and the wealth, and this and that. He's forgotten Shankaracharya. Is it not? You understood what? Gets attacked. Maya, it's very attractive. Had he got attracted, but what happened? His Antaratma, he being a Punyatma, he has come only to experience that desire. Punyatma also comes for experiencing the desire. He has come only for experiencing the desire, but he is conscious of the aspiration that he is up to, and he has undergone the experience of the desire and fulfilled it, gone back. Are you getting it? How you might be thinking how to experience it without having a desire. This is it. With an aspiration. He did not get attracted to any of these things, but he experienced it without any attraction and attachment. He enjoyed the wealth. He experienced the wealth. He experienced the kingly life. He experienced all the luxuries and physical and mental pleasures. Because then only it is complete, you see. So he has to experience everything. He has undergone all the experience, but always consciously that I have to aspire. This is only for the purpose of experiencing, because this could be done because of the sainthood in him. See? You understood? The same thing should be done by any prana, so he can experience the Vyashti, samashti and Vyashti and go to samashti. The Vyashti, this prana has got the, that's why he said, this prana has got the capability to know both complete. Only thing, one should live like that, is what the Maharshi is telling us. Shankaracharya's one example is that this is what is called one experiencing the desire through knowledge and one experiencing the desire through attraction and attachment. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. So sometimes some actions are very important, easy to make you understand. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell you? It's beautiful, it is. How clear it is, not only beautiful, how clear it is. This is called prana, which has got everybody's prana or every prana or the prana. There's nothing called every prana. Prana has the capability to know both ends. It's only with that, but only thing what happens, it gets entangled into the desire. Even though the prana is the witness, prana is not affected by any of these experimental experiences what is undergoing. They are all undergoing by the Atma, by the Jivatma. So in order to make that Jivatma to experience it, purify it and come out of it, prana again comes into that desire and being born again. You understood? That's why we said, Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, don't commit any sin. Hare, knowingly why you are doing it. They are all sins. Sins in the sense, they which are to be repeated. What is sins? Sins are nothing but you have to repeat it again in order to get promoted from that. Why do you want to do it? Why? Little bit of patience, little bit of that small, lust, little bit of that pleasure, if you can do samarpana. That's why we said samarpana, samarpito bhava. When that status takes place, this condition will not attract you. When samarpana is complete, this status will not attract you. The desirous status will not attract you. Shankaracharya, even though he did everything, he enjoyed everything, but with an aspiration for, because he has a purpose behind it, only to experience it, not for enjoying it, not for, no. So this one is called for personal, the charitic, manasic enjoyments, attractions and attachment, but for learning, having the experience of it. There are two different things. That's why many people ask, oh, if somebody so and so, if he is a great man in the previous janma, so many sannyasis are born as human being, masters, gurus and things like that. Why is he born like that in this janma? If he is such a big man, why is he born? Same answer as Shankaracharya, born to experience that desire. One who wants to experience a desire which he doesn't have has to undergo all this process, but he is not like any other man who is experiencing. Even though predominantly, apparently, externally, he appears to be exactly like the other man, he is not internally, because externally he is experimenting and experiencing all these things, but internally he is in the status of the aspiration at the topmost. Only for the purpose of experiencing he has come there. So many people like that, so many examples are there. You all must be knowing also. So many punyatmas are there. They all look like ordinary people. Unless you have a jnana chakshu, you will not be in a position to identify them. The inner source, the power inside them, the akara, the moment you get that samarpana bhava in you, you can see this person is totally different. I told you about Maharishi Vyashti when he was walking, when the thorn stuck, and then when the thorn said, this fellow cannot see or what, he immediately said, Kshamapana. I have disturbed, hurt that prana. The same prana is prana. Hurt, knowingly, unknowingly. So he requested, not because of his knowing the language, because he is already in the status of the aspiration, aspired. Being in that status, he can see everything as that. He can listen everything as that. So this should be the status that we should be. For that, samarpito bhava. When that is there, where the question of sin, where will mind take you? You are much stronger. The mind is here. In your fist. Controlled by you in 100%. The one which people call as uncontrollable, I defeat that. Is what is supposed to be. Is how the demarcation of aspiration and ego and desire, and is where the prana is concerned. I am just connected with the prana. I am telling you all this paraphernalias around that. So, what is the necessity? Why I said this? Is it necessary to transform? Now tell me, is it necessary or not? It is not the question of necessity. This is the only path. Everything that is being done only for the transformation, even though you are getting attracted and attached and desirous and going into the cyclonic storm to get yourself spinned and thrown out, is also meant for aspiration. Now, if you want to experience that, that churning into that cyclonic storm for few thousands of times, in that at a higher speed, and you lose your consciousness and then thrown out at a point of time only to realize that it was only fake pleasure. Fake pleasure. But you had to spend that time, spend that experience, spend that janma, spend that, all those things, only to know that it is fake. It's what Upanishad is teaching us to be. That's why I said Shastras can never be wrong and it is only right. Why? Because that's the truth. So this is what. Therefore, it is I told you, it is inscrutable. It is not possible otherwise. If it is neither individual or the universal. Vyashti and samashti. That's what I already told you. Neither Vyashti and samashti. We do not know what it is. What can you call it? If you want to name it, it is difficult. If you want to put a name for that, it is difficult. For the prana. Prana is prana. That's all. It's not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, not this, but the status is this. This is what he has told. And it's absolutely clear. Is it clear now? I think it is clear. It should be. With so much of examples, I think it should be clear, but we do not know. We are unable to define what life is, prana is. But whatever it be, this principle of life is superior to everything. This is what we call the reality of life. It's called the reality of life. Real. Real means truth. That's real. Means in its original form. Real means in its original form, which doesn't have any change, which cannot be changed. That's a real life. That's why he qualified the life with real, even though life itself is indescribable and indestructible and indefinable. Yes. But he still qualified the life with real life. To make it doesn't, that superlative has no meaning actually, when you look at it. But what happened? To emphasize the importance of that truth, he put it as real life. There is nothing called real life. That's all. If it is real life, then there should be an unreal life. That is not the meaning why he has written this. He has written this here only to qualify it as nice, very nice, bahut acha. What is this bahut acha? Bahut acha is what? What is bahut acha? Very nice. This very doesn't have a meaning there exactly. That not considered as a very, only qualifying that. That's all. Is there any explanation for that? I felt it is very nice. Somebody said it is nice. I said no, very nice. It is an emotional satisfaction. Does it have a meaning? Many things doesn't have any meaning. So you see the same thing happens in real life. Got it? Even though we all use it in our normal thing that real life. What is real life? So you consider the other things are unreal life. That's why we are telling something as real life. Both we do not understand what is the meaning of what is a real life and what is unreal life. He is not like that. He, having explained what is life, now you know the qualification of explaining real life is only emphasizing the truth and the existence of prana as it is, which has got an indefinable capability and capacity to realize both of the Vyashti and samashti, both expands and the contract. Oh my God. Okay, I think I am nowhere near the completion. We will continue this for another 2-3 weeks. I think looks like that. Well, but it is. Anyway, this paragraph, let me finish. This is what a real life. It's not merely the activity of life, is it? The function of life, social life or personal life or any kind of manifestation of it, but life as such. This all I have explained in different way, but I said no, life is not this, life is not. I only said that reality of life in the sense qualifying the capability of the life which can understand everything, which knows everything. So the question of the personal life or social life, now we have got all these discriminations. That's why he is talking about all this, you see. Here when we say that merely the activity of life, we consider the life as activity, karma, you see. His life as this, his life as that, his life as this was not good, was good, was not good. Personal life is not good. Social life is very good. Function of life, any kind of manner, there is nothing like that. The life, this is the life, whether it is in social or whether it is in personal, how can it be? These are all manifestations for our own convenience of understanding many other things. We use it as a colloquial language, which is not right, which is absolutely inappropriate for the usage of the word life is concerned. Prana is not that. There is no social prana, samuhik prana, swabhavik prana, sharirik prana, swaprana, aprana, kuprana, nothing like that. Prana is prana, that's all. Now you classify it. That's whom are you mentioning here? Either you are representing the body or your mind, the social and personal and all that. You call it as living, an activity. Personal living is called as a personal life. You, with those particular characteristics and habits, you are living, so you call it as a personal life. My personal life is affected very badly. Oh. Now we can laugh, no? After knowing the truth. It is like saying that मेरा प्राण का अपमान हो गया. Is there any word like that? प्राण का नाक कट गया. और उसको नाक भी लगाया. Okay, jokes. Just at the end of it, you should have little. Hear it, but you understand what is this prana. But we will go further on this. Great tapasvis, jnanis reveal these truths to us. Is great. My reverence to them, my pranams to them. Yeah, this is indescribable knowledge that is. Oh, Shanti. See, page 173. Yes.